First one.
Okay. Well, I will go first. I've been actually been on my Chance the Rapper bag. I don't know why. I just been giving him another chance, even though I feel like the industry hates him now. I've been, I went back to the big day, and then as bad
Whoa.
as people said it was. Just going back to that album, giving it a listen, and I think now that summertime's approaching, I don't know why that album. I feel like in the summer, it makes sense. Like the whole summer vibe thing, you know, it just the album. I went back to listen to it. I gave it a listen. Um, Roddy Rich. I've been really heavy going on my Roddy Rich bag, listening to Please Don't Excuse Me, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial.
Mm-hmm.
That album bangs. I'm telling you, and I'm not even crazy about melody type music, but just going back to Roddy Rich, that album, I just feel like that album is 10 years from now. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like no top classic, but that's definitely probably gonna be his best album ever made. So them two artists, I just been going back, been listening to the underdogs. So yeah, that's it.
For me, I've been listening to Beyonce, the Beyonce album. It I forgot how much I really liked that shit. Like, I knew I liked it a lot, but it's like damn near every song that I fuck with. I'm just like, oh, okay, because it came up on a shuffle, so I just went back to the whole thing. And then on top of that, I'm still going through Tinashe's discography again because I didn't finish the last time that I was talking about it, but I finished now. And yeah, what we talked about before still hits home about like her having creative control and stuff. And yeah, I mean, just a few like of those DJ Khaled remixes from time to time. That's it. Check, man.
Yeah. For me, just so I was trying to do this just so I can be ready in time for the next topic that was about to come up. I was listening to like Jay-Z and Nas's discography like a little. I kind of been doing that for like the past like half a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
But I just found out that Hip Hop is Dead. It's probably my favorite Nas album because bro was literally like talking his shit, bro. Like I put in my messenger chat talking about my other friends and stuff that like it kind of gave me like that same vibe that like what GNX was most important like whacked out murals. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because I know it's just like I know he was kind of been doing that for a while, especially like since like I want to say like maybe Stillmatic, like where like he's pretty much like calling out like the industry and like other rappers just doing this, this other nonsense or whatever. But like he was just like really just talking his mess, and I'm like, and it's been like almost 20 something years now, so I don't expect people to still keep talking about it. But a lot of them songs, especially like the next one, can't say it for controversial reasons, but Untitled,
Yeah.
like both those fucking projects, like they age so well because they're literally just talking about stuff that's like going on in today's industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want to say Hip Hop is Dead, Untitled, and it's either between out of Godson and It Was Written. That's probably one of my favorite, like at least top 3 or top 4 Nas projects, man. Like, and like when I'm listening to Jay-Z shit, he's cool, but like in most of his projects, it just sounded like Jay-Z was just kind of like he was teaching about shit, but at the same time, it was just like he was just getting a little too ahead of himself. Like he just sounded like too proudly, especially like back in those early rock days,
Yeah.
And like the production, like he picked the right beats. You know what I'm saying? His wordplay was nice. Everything was cool and all. But you can definitely tell that like after Blueprint 2, or yeah, around that time around that time when he's trying to get into his Def Jam presidency deal or whatever the case was, like you could definitely tell like the energy kind of shifted, and like he wasn't like, I guess, much as focused, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I guess he was just trying to be more focused on being like a businessman, whatever.
A&R.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, get your money up, you know what I'm saying? But to me, in my opinion, like that's why I felt like the music started to fall off. And like you know, like with other artists like Kanye, like when Kanye was starting to like get into more like fashion and shit like that, you could definitely tell like the music didn't take a hit. Like it was still good, but you could tell like it wasn't really easy for like a listener who's just now starting to get into hip hop. Like imagine trying to get your like, say like your teenage son who's like 16 and he's like starting to get into like rap a little bit more or whatever, and the first Kanye album you put on was Yeezus, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. Or like he went from listening to like Late Registration, Graduation to Yeezus, and you're just like, and he's just like, bro, like what the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? He might appreciate it years later or he might not, but that's what I'm saying. It's like whenever some of these artists start getting to like different ventures or whatever, they kind of lose focus on like their main craft. And it's like, it happens with everybody. Cause like, even with me, like when I was producing, like I felt like my best years when I was producing music was like 2018 and 2019, because, you know, I was by myself. I didn't really have no kids or anything, and didn't really have like other things to worry about during that time. So, and I was going through a lot of stuff like during that time and that period. So I also focused on making like the best music I was able to do during that time. But after a while, I had a family. Like, yeah, a year later, I had a family, had a better job, all these other things, whatever. My music didn't got worse, but I didn't have that same type of energy that I did prior. And I noticed that as I kept making more songs, like, you know, but that's a topic for another time. But like, yeah, that's legit all I really been listening to. You know what I'm saying? It just, and I like, you know, I started listening to Drake a little bit every now and then, and like, you know, a few others, but that's all I just really been listening to. But yeah.
Okay. What's next?
Y'all ready to go on to the next topic?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We can start off with this one. Jay-Z and Nas's worst album.
I think Nas's worst album is Life is Good. Yeah, for obvious reasons.
You said which one?
Life is Good. For me, I think it's his worst because that fucking Summer on Smash song, but then there was also the one that had like, even though like Rick Ross did good on it, it was definitely, it didn't seem like Nas's style, or like it just seemed like it was a song that they made for Rick Ross that Rick Ross just gave to Nas. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that might be true because they did drop their albums around that same time, and they were collabing a lot together.
Yeah.
So I also felt that same thing. I think it was accidental.
Accidental murder. Yeah.
Like, I feel like that was probably more like
it was. It was weird, and the one with Anthony Hamilton too. What was an addiction, or something like that?
Yeah.
I wasn't really feeling that song, in my opinion. It just felt like they trying to be all theatrical with it and shit. I'm just like, all right, bro. Like it, I don't really want it. I don't really want all that. But
yep. Yeah.
It just seemed like it wasn't as focused, and like he just wanted like to be this theatrical, like dramatic rapper, and it's like this ain't really you. But yeah, that one, and obviously the Summer on Smash song with fucking Swiss Beats just doing whatever the fuck he think that he know how to do, and I'm never having that shit. So
not let that shit go.
I really won't, bro, because that song really hit me like a fucking freight truck. when I first heard it.
Yeah.
And then for Jay-Z, I'm gonna go ahead and say Blueprint 3. But that's only because like a new era happened and Jay-Z was just like not putting everybody on, but it was basically like obviously that he was seeking out like the talent of that era. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of his songs. So I was just like, it doesn't really sound like it's something that he wants to make for himself. He just wants to make that for the world or for his fans and shit. And I think he paid the price for that.
I wouldn't necessarily like say that. I feel like when I'm gonna start off with Jay first. Hold on, give me a second.
Mm-hmm. Dewan, what do you think is the worst Nas or Jay-Z album?
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna let check. Y'all take this
okay.
over. I'm still studying.
Okay.
Studying these albums, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of have to disagree with that Blueprint 3 one. Like, yeah, it wasn't normally him, but I just think like, okay, so when I was talking about earlier about like how Jay-Z, he was like making like more, like he was like sounding like full of himself or whatever. Mm-hmm. I realized that like he always been like that too. You know what I'm saying? He always just kind of gave off like this, like I'm legit, like I'm a boss, you know, type of guy, boss OG, you know, that type of thing or whatever. Because he was even doing that like during like even Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with Blueprint 3, I just think it was just because like he just got married. Yeah, he was looking for talent because he even had Drake on there. Drake, J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? He had Mr. Hudson. You know what I'm saying? So like I think he was trying to just be more in tune of like how the industry was going at the time. And yeah, his sound was starting to get a little different because not gonna lie to you, bro. Because that was one of the albums I just I think I listened to it Friday or Saturday. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them, there were some bangers on there. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like there were like a lot of like radio hits on there. Like, you know, Run This Town, I think it was Empire State of Mind.
Right.
You know, all them songs, whatever. And like I just think that like at that point, like Jay-Z, he was just like, I feel like if he wanted to retire during that time, that probably been like a decent project just to retire off of, just because I think he felt like at that moment that like he was good. You know what I'm saying? I think life was just feeling good for him. And even though that wouldn't have been the best retirement album, I feel like he just kind of came to a point where it's just like, you know, I'm cool now. I'm chilling. I made American Gangster. That was the name of it, right? American Gangster.
What?
The one before?
Yeah.
Yeah. He made American Gangster. Like, no talking about Kingdom Come anymore. Like he you know, he made his peace with Nas, whatever. Like, he got his label now, and he had like a whole bunch of other ventures that he was doing. So it's just like he was at peace. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how I took at it. You know what I'm saying? Because, in my opinion, not gonna lie to you, I feel like I don't really know what to really say for his worst album. I'm gonna just say it's either between Magna Carta or Volume 2. I think it's like in my lifetime. I was. What's up?
I should have said the fucking Carters.
Does that count though?
That's up to you. Do you think it counts?
Not necessarily. I wouldn't count it.
Because if that doesn't count, then I can't count like Watch the Throne for his best.
No, we're not going to do
collaboration albums. Okay.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do collabs. We ain't gonna do collabs. We'll be fair. But yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, I forgot all about that project. Yeah, it's the only reason why I'm saying like Magna Carta, like he was once again like he wasn't like talking like he was like the guy like in that project. It's like he was kind of just giving game, but it was more in a sense like he was like talking from like more like a a rich businessman type of perspective or whatever. I could be wrong. I'm just going based off like how I felt about that album during that time.
Yeah.
And like, I'm gonna be honest, like I didn't really gain nothing too much from it other than like he understands he's a dad now. He looks at life a little different. It was like something like he was like leading into 444, but like he was still like trying to like mess around with beats and instrumentals during that era. Because I remember he was working with Timbaland. He was working with not Kanye, but like other producers, even like mainstream ones or whatever. So like he was doing like some main. Just think of it like a blueprint, like a sequel to Blueprint 3. That's how I take it at. That's how I look at it. And as far as for like in my life volume 2, some songs are cool. It's been some years since I listened to the album, I ain't gonna lie to you. And there were like some memorable songs, but in my opinion, like I don't know. It felt like night and day after Reasonable Doubt, because Reasonable Doubt sounded like a fucking movie, bro. Yeah. That sounded like some mafia 1930 type of like aesthetic, something like that. And like it was amazing. Like that, to me, in my opinion, that's one of my favorite Jay-Z albums. And I know a lot of people probably say that shit too, but it was just a good ass album. So like when In My Life came out, that's why I know it's like he started trying to hit like the mainstream like hype a little bit more. And there's nothing wrong with that. But like I do remember there was this one song he did with like, it was either Foxy Brown or some female artist or whatever, and I'm just like, bro, like Jay, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it worked out for him. But yeah, and there was another one. But this was more like a label album. It was like the Rock Dynasty.
Oh yeah.
I did not like that project at all. Like granted, it has been some years since I listened to that project too, but even at first listen, I'm just like, bro, like this shit is not it. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with East Coast, you know what I'm saying? I was raised there, so I'm like, that shit just was not it for me. But yeah. Oh, and as for Nas, the only album I didn't get to finish was the one with him and Damian Marley.
But that don't count. It's a collaborative.
Oh yeah, still collab. So okay, all right, I forgot. So I'm gonna just say it's between Street Dreams, or no, Street Disciples. That's what it is, right? Street Disciples. Street Disciples and the one he did with Kanye.
That's collaborative.
Is it though?
Yes.
He's just producing though.
All right, bro. Okay.
Yeah, it counts. I'm about to say, all right, but if it didn't, and we're just
44 counts.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, bro. But if it wasn't that either, I don't know. I Life is Good is just like, that was like my very first like Nas album I ever listened to. Because I got put on the Nas, like, I ain't gonna say late, but like, I didn't start listening to him until around that time, you know what I'm saying? When he started like chilling out a little bit. But out of all the other Nas albums, like, I liked all of them. It's just Street Disciples. I didn't get nothing out of that shit. The beats was just kind of just whatever. His raps, like, I'll never like discredit Nas's raps for anything. It's just that it's just one of the type of things where it's like, if the beat just doesn't go well, I mean, and I'm not asking for like no pop ass out like hip hop beat or whatever, but just none of them was just really like connecting. So like, it's Street Disciples for me.
Damn.
That's all I'm saying. Hip Hop Is Dead was just perfect. Untitled, perfect. You know what I'm saying? Life is Good. It's like a mixed bag.
Hey man.
It's a mixed bag, but like it got, bro, from No Introduction, Queen Story, even Accidental Murders. Like I liked all of them type of songs, or whatever. Like, but like the ones you said, like Roses doesn't count because that's deluxe, isn't it? Or like, are we doing deluxe songs?
I don't know. It's up to you, to be honest. I never heard it if it's a deluxe song.
Damn, that's even more disappointing.
Who's on it? It's just him.
It's just him. But the song was like it's like a rose or something like that.
Yeah, nah.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it wasn't really worth like.
Because I like Back When.
Back When's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I like that song. It's just surrounded by bullshit.
Yeah.
That's all. It's like, damn, you got good songs, but then like I hear one good song, but then it's like I gotta hear a bad song to get to the good song. And then after the good song is another fucking bad song.
I know this wouldn't like. Maybe some people might understand where I'm coming with this, but it had okay for my younger fans or like guys who like people who's like into like cartoons and shit. It had that Steven Universe type of issue where it's just like they're doing main canon. It had like some canon shit, but then in between the episodes, like whenever shit's getting good, the next episode is like filler, and like it'll be like episode 1 canon, episode 2 canon, episode 3, 4, and 5 filler, and then it's like rinse and repeat all over again. So like with Life is Good, it was just like it's like you had no introduction, which was cool, and then the next song was just like was it? It has something to do with a train. I heard like a train there.
Train? What the fuck are you talking about?
No, legit the next song after no introduction. It's like
Locomotive or something. It's like
Locomotives. Yeah. That song's cool, but it's like how often you're gonna really go back to that song,
bro? Like half the songs on there got that effect. It's like, why would I listen to this again? I'm 13 or whenever that shit came out.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So it's like I can understand why you pick Life is Good, but yeah.
They set that man up, bro.
Oh, Def Jam?
Yeah. Especially with Summer on Smash. That shit, bro, that shit just took like the whole album down. That alone took the whole album down like 3 levels. And it wasn't even that high before.
I wanted to say, because like now thinking about it, because like I do when I was going through the albums, we're about to finish with this topic by the way, but when I was going through the albums, like I did know it's like Nas, he would take like he'll drop an album like every 2 years or so, you know, during like the 2000s and shit. But I noticed that after what was it, Untitled came out in 2008, and for not counting the Nas and Damien album, he didn't drop a solo project for like what was that, like 6 years? Yeah. So it's just like if you're like a huge Nas fan, and you know, coming back, you know, him dropping an album, you're getting excited. Like we get to hear everything. I know he was going through the issues with Khalees and everything. Like we want to hear Nas and shit, and then you come out and drop this. Is like, all right, the first song's cool, but like, what the fuck is up with all this other stuff? Like,
bro, that's what I'm saying. The Amy Winehouse joint was good though.
Yeah, and it's like,
yeah,
and it's like not because like she passed or anything like that. We're not doing that or whatever. It's just, it was legit just a good joint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just every other song was just like I don't understand. Like I remember you told me that like somebody was like kind of hating on You Wouldn't Understand. I don't understand how anybody can hate that song. But, you know, it is what it is. But if that's all we got, we can move on to the next topic.
Next topic.
The one I know like your knowledge with Jay and Nas like not really there, but you have anything to say about it?
What I wanted to say is I actually enjoy listening in because of course I get to learn, but you know, I don't mind it. I really like listening to y'all, you know, talk about Jay and Nas. It don't bother me.
All right. No, that's why. That's like the last few streams ago, like I was telling you and Tyreek, hey, just do your research, just listen to them every once in a while because of it just kind of keeps the conversations fresh. Just like if you was to put me on to like you know, Houston, like underground Houston artists or like underground artists in general, like I'm gonna do my research, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and listen. It's just I don't know, hip hop was like really crazy back then when them boys was like running this shit.
I need to make a list.
Yeah. But if y'all ready to move on to the next topic, like we can.
I'm ready.
best posse cuts.
Mm.
And just in case if people don't know what that is, Chevy, you want to explain that?
It's like those songs that have like, you can also call them like ciphers or something like that, or some shit like that. But it's usually like the remixes of songs that have like a million fucking people on them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
But I just call them a posse cut because some of them, like Pinata, they are like original songs too. Like they're just originally that fucking with that many fucking people in it. So it's like whatever your favorite song of that variation that has like more than, I say, like 4 people on it.
Right.
And I guess since it's, you want me to start it off?
Yeah, it's fine.
For my favorite one that I go back to a lot is obviously it's One Train, but I mean, I just feel like that's like kind of a easy one because of a specific reason. Because everybody did good on that song, in my opinion, but there are some who did better than most, and it's more of like a build up for me because it's like the first person, like obviously being ASAP, like he did his thing, but everybody else like just got better and better. Yeah. To the point to where like the very last person was like, okay, it made a lot of sense for that to be the last verse. You know,
you think everybody agreed to that unanimously? Like as far as for like the artists in that song?
Every reaction up to that song that I've seen, they've all said that Crit had the best verse. You know, or at least top 2. Because obviously there are people who are just gonna give it to it was really actually out of Crit and Danny, to be honest. That was top 2 a lot. Right. And you know, it's like that one, and also like Really Though, because of what Earl did. But it's the same reason why I like One Train. You feel me? So it's like that's really the only thing. And the third one that I would just say, just to round it out, would be I'm On 2.0, because that was when everybody of that generation was starting out, and they're all on that song. You know, like J. Cole, Kendrick, Crit, B.O.B., motherfucking Tyga, like everybody who was like very early in their career, basically stating like what I'm finna be like. And it's just kind of funny to listen to that and then judge it off of where they are now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my favorites. I would say the Touch It remix too.
For me, it's either out of this for my late 2000 fans, all right? The Speeding remix.
Oh.
I don't remember exactly who, like everybody that was on that shit, because it was like damn near more than like fucking 12 people.
Yeah.
But everybody like literally killed it. I think even Wayne was even on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody. I just remember like the ones I do remember, like most of the people like just killed that fucking song. Like the original, it was just legit like Rick Ross and R. Kelly. But towards like the remix, like I think like everybody's just like rapping just to rap. Like Ross, he had like a small verse, but I think Busta Rhymes was on there. Birdman, if I remember correctly. Like it was like a whole bunch of like just people on there, and it was killing the shit, bro. It was crazy. Also, I ain't gonna lie to you, like majority of my favorite posse cuts was from like the mid 2000s, because like you also got the I'm So Hood remix. That was like the shit that like put me on to like legit all those rappers during that time. You know what I'm saying? And because like you had Wayne, you had Big Boy, you had Ludacris, Ross, Birdman again, Jeezy, like that, like everything was just like flowing well on that song, bro. It was just crazy. And like I mean the original was still cool. It was cool too, but like that remix, especially with like T-Pain's hook, shit was just fucking crazy. And as far for like, I guess one more that I'll kind of give it to, I did like One Train too. Would I put it in 3? No, I don't know, cause I don't want to even say Black Hippie Eater, cause like that's just too fucking easy.
The Vice City.
Not Vice City. They had like a whole bunch of other way more songs.
Yeah.
I think I know Good Music had one too. But I just can't think of it like at the tip of my tongue for right now. But yeah, for right now, I'll go with One Train too. I was one of those guys in the beginning who's just like, man, Kendrick got that shit, blah blah blah. And this is like even after when like I started listening to Big Crit, you know what I'm saying? But I grew up, and after like, you know, going back and listening to that song like repeated times, Big Crit definitely had the best bombing ass verse.
100%.
Kendrick, I wouldn't really even know where to even put him, because like it's not like his verse was bad, but it wasn't nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't nothing really like people should go back and like listen to. Danny had a crazy ass verse. I do remember that shit. Like his verse was like definitely something. It was Yellow Wolf, right? Yellow Wolf or MGK?
Yellow Wolf.
What was it?
I think you said Yellow Wolf for MGK. That's
I
crazy.
it was one of them white boys, man. I can't remember who exactly it was. But his verse was okay. It was like,
I fuck with Yellow Wolf's verse too.
Yeah, it was okay. I ain't gonna say it was okay. It was pretty good. Joey's was cool. Like everybody had like a crazy verse. It's just when it came to Kendrick and ASAP, it was just kind of just like, it wasn't too crazy. Like Rocky was just saying whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's how it always been. But with Kendrick, it's just like,
Bro, Action Bronson, that nigga was just saying what the fuck ever.
Bro, crazy enough, I literally forgot he was on the song.
Oh shit.
But like I don't look, I like Action Bronson. Like I ain't gonna say much for his music, cause I don't really listen to him like that. But then again, that doesn't count, because like personality, he's a pretty chill dude, you know what I'm saying? But I guess for music wise, it's like you're really not fucking needed here.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying, but that's like what a lot of people from like last generation and like even older hip hop heads was saying that shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? But like I guess he's cool in a sense where like if you don't really listen to like to Ghostface like that or whatever, or you just have like your own issues with Ghostface, then like I guess then, you know, that's your that's your cup of tea, and so be it. But yeah, I forgot he was on there too. And there was one more, but we'll probably stay on this topic for way too long. So, but yeah, those will be my three.
The one.
So, yeah. So I got some. I can't think of every artist because these songs is kind of older, but I can't think of every artist that was featured on it. But of course, I think around that time, what kind of back when, I think people was remixing Mercy a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I remember that era, and I can't remember every artist vividly. If y'all do, then y'all can help me out. But I know around that time that was one of my faves. You know, favorite song that was being remixed. Even though I was younger, I just remember hearing it a lot. Problems with A$AP Rocky and 2 Chainz. You know, that one. I don't know if Wayne remixed that one. I don't know, but I remember that song literally, like when rappers would remix that song, and because of the beat, I don't know. I still play that song a lot to this day. I feel like that's that's a timeless song. I kind of wish it was a 2 Chainz song, but I don't think it is. But even when 2 Chainz and Rick Ross, when they had their verses, 2 Chainz played an unreleased verse of that song that he still had to this day, and the verse was hard. You know, it didn't get to make it on the song, but I felt like that was really dope. Another one, I got a few written down. Truffle Butter with Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Wayne. I know Meek remixed that song. I know he did. And I know there was probably a few others, but that song right there, just the whole vibe of, I think that song came out in like 2014, I think. But Yeah, I know. Remixes are not big as they was, but and of course, a Millie.
Bro, yeah, everybody.
So everybody came out for a Millie. I think this so crazy. A lot of local rappers in Houston on that project, they still throw a Millie remix. Like it's still a song to this day that you could remix in 2025. Like,
Yep.
and nobody would say it's kind of dated because it's just the vibe, the beat, everything about that song where you could remix it and still like people will still want to give a listen to. But those are the few I had. I'm gonna just say them again, and then I'm gonna just pass it on. But it'll be Mercy. I think I can add No New Friends. I don't know if that counts. No New Friends, Truffle Butter, and Problems. Yep.
I need to go back to the Problems one because I really don't remember the other.
Man, Problems one. Come on. Oh, one more. This is an honorary. I'll go to everything. Now, my boy, they ain't put my boy Trinidad James on the remix, but
that's crazy.
2 Chainz said, "Well, why he didn't get on the remix?" That's what 2 Chainz say. That's what 2 Chainz say. But I'll go to everything. Jeezy came in with the energy. T.I. did his thing, and of course, Chain. He was in his prime back then, bro. That remix. Okay, we'll talk about that later. But the All Go Everything remix, I remember it got to the point I was listening more to the remix than the original song. Now, I'm not saying Trinidad James didn't do his thing on the original song, but I think the All Go Everything remix helped out a lot because just seeing Jeezy, T.I., and 2 Chainz all come together, probably in that time, I don't know, I think it was like 2012, but just seeing them all come together on All Go Everything, they really did that thing. So, and
fuck, that reminds me of the Top Bag remix.
I don't know if this counts. Shaq probably gonna look at me like I'm crazy, but Young Money, Bedrock, is that considered a posse cut?
It is.
I know.
It's just damn.
As comical. I know it ain't like a super like lyrical rap song, but I mean, I had to throw it in there.
Let people know that it exists again.
Yeah, look, bro, you got a Young Money, Bedrock, bro. Don't act like y'all didn't have MP3 players or whatever y'all was listening to.
Oh no, I had the song on my
then.
shit. Yeah, I definitely had the song on my. It wasn't an iPod. It was I guess it was just an MP3 player knockoff.
You probably didn't like the whole Young Money compilation album, but people knew that song. I don't know. I just feel like as music supporters, we gotta keep this Young Money era keep going. I know it ended probably like over a decade ago, but the Young Money era is one of my favorite eras in music. Also, it could be just my age because I came into music like considered later, but the Young Money era, it has to live. It still has to live. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Young Money, Cash Money, business.
The one. I respect that. I understand that, but some things just need to die. You know what I'm saying? It's just
damn
that era, bro. Look, bro. I feel like that was just like it was just wasted potential because like regardless, the only ones who kind of carried that shit was just Wayne, Dre, Nicki, and shit. Even Tyga. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, no Lil Twist love.
No.
Damn.
And I used to love Lil Twist. You know
bro,
what I'm saying?
I never did.
Bro, Lil Twist back then. Lil Twist was the guy when he was on that Dedication 4. I think it was Dedication 4, Dedication 5, and he had that verse, on one of Lil Wayne's dedication. I think it was either like 4 or 5, and everybody was going crazy back then. Like, so we're not gonna act like Lil Twist wasn't that guy in 2011, 2010. I don't know. I think it was 2011, 2012.
Nah, that's what I'm about to say. Like, there was a time where, like, shit, I used to listen to Lil Twist a lot. When he did the Incredible remix, the one by Trade the Truth and shit. Like I always fuck with that one heavily to this day, bro. I remember Trevor might laugh at this shit. Every time when that song came on my phone and like I had like whatever I did to like was able to play it on my 360, I'll always play Empire City.
Okay.
every time that fucking song came on, because it reminded me of like some Concrete Jungle type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It was so weird. But nah, I'm gonna give Lil Twist his respects. You know, it's just I just felt like with Young Money during that time, like the only ones who wasn't taking no L's was just the main three and Tyga. You know what I'm saying? Because
You had Lil Chucky. We're not going. Y'all remember Lil Chucky? I don't know if y'all remember Lil Chucky.
look, bro.
And of course, hold on. Let me finish. We're gonna move on. Let me finish. We had Lil Chucky. You know, Lil Chucky was the guy back then. Okay, and then of course you had I think Corey Guns. Corey Guns came on later. Corey Guns can rap. I don't know if y'all listen.
Yeah,
to
he
him,
can rap.
Yeah.
Yep. Corey Guns can go bar for bar, and then Gutta still slide on a verse to this day. I don't care. I know his era been long gone and past, but Gutta still this day is still killing verses. So he's not mainstream, but bro, he still got potential. I still believe in him. But yeah, and Jay Mills, a lot of other guys.
Yeah, they not. I mean, I just wish that they were still doing their thing. I hope that they're not flipping burgers right now.
And Wayne do got this artist on Young Money. This is just a side note named Euro. Now, Euro
we know about Euro.
can go bar for bar. I don't know, what's kind of keeping him from reaching that next level, but Euro he could rap.
Bro, remember when Busta Rhymes was a member of Young Money or Cash Money?
2 Chainz was too.
Oh, I didn't know that shit.
Well, he was affiliated. Well, yeah. Wayne asked them, but he was in DTP.
Yeah, he just gonna switch sides.
Disturbing
like
the peace.
Yep. Wildin', styling. I wish they had a fucking remix of that song.
Look, bro.
I be
Young Money.
But hold on. Wayne, 2 Chainz was also 2 Chainz was also supposed to be on Mrs. Officer. Now,
don't tell me that. No.
They end up replacing him.
With
he
Kid
did the verse, but I guess but 2 Chainz was like, man. And then another song 2 Chainz was supposed to be on was Steady Mobbing. But
what the fuck?
Wayne, Wayne went with Gucci, but you got to think about.
Okay, that's Gucci though.
Back then, 2 Chainz wasn't,
he ain't
we know him.
Yeah.
Now. So Wayne probably said, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna let Gucci have this one." And I feel like Gucci. Well, I ain't gonna get my opinion on it, but the song is good.
Now Gucci did his thing on that song.
But I feel like 2 Chainz
to it though.
I know, especially on Mrs. Officer.
Yeah. Is this verse out?
Like, no. This was way back. I think 2 Chainz was still Titty Boy back then.
No, what he was saying, like, is there like at least like a?
Can I listen to it?
Yeah.
Nah. This was in some interviews. I had to see an interview, but it was just an interview where 2 Chainz was talking that those were 2 songs that he had done verses for, and I guess Wayne decided to just go with Kid and the Gucci Mane.
Man.
Yeah, Young Money ain't shit. That's what I'm hearing. That's what it is. After you saying that shit,
but okay.
After you saying that shit, it definitely makes sense now that Young Money was just full of shit. Because like you had so many opportunities. It doesn't matter if 2 Chainz wasn't that guy or not. His name is way more recognizable than the rest of the other guys you just brought up. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, he made Duffel Bag Boy at that time. He still could have got like on more stuff, bro.
Or they could have just made the song just a little bit longer. Like even if he just gave out like a couple bars, bro. Like it didn't even have to be long, like 6 or 8 bars, whatever. However they do their shit. Like it would have been enough. You know what I'm saying? But
2 Chainz, 2 Chainz the only rapper that I know that has like everything in the world, but we still making it seem like he deserves more.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this. Even on Duffel Bag Boy, because I watched all 2 Chainz interview. He said that when he asked Wayne to do the verse for Duffel Bag Boy, Wayne was like, hey, I don't mind doing it, but why you can't just get Luda to do it? Like,
Oh, Luda would have been
you know,
crazy.
at the time. But 2 Chainz, like, you know, really wanted Wayne to do it, and 2 Chainz was also just grateful because he said that at that time Lil Wayne was one of the biggest rappers on the planet, and he had like the most songs on the radio at the time. This was like probably 07.
Yeah.
So that's when Wayne did that I Am Music tour back then, and so. But yeah, 2 Chainz was just grateful. And I think that, I mean, he could have got mad when he blew up and could have just said, all right, I don't want to deal with Wayne because, man, you know, you messed with my placements a little bit. But Wayne still put him on a lot of his albums. Like, you have I'm Not a Human Being too. You have other projects where Wayne, after he probably saw, like, you know, 2 Chainz become what he would become, and then he did 2 albums with him. So we're not going to.
Yeah, I know,
Wayne helped him out a lot.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Wayne helped him out a lot. Yeah.
Whatever.
Wild.
Just
Young
full
Money.
just full of disappointments, bro.
He was
Never.
under Birdman too, so I blame Birdman for everything.
Yeah, we blame Birdman for everything.
Birdman.
Well, Wayne was the boss though.
Nah, it's Birdman, bro.
Birdman.
It's Birdman.
Look, let me tell you this. There was even a rumor that another reason why Birdman didn't want the Carter 5 out, because Birdman was not happy with the music Wayne was putting out at the time. Now, I will agree. 2014, 2015, I don't feel like the Carter 5 would have been as strong because some of the songs Wayne had out, it wasn't that. I mean, Sorry for the Wait 2 was cool, but compared to the first one, I mean, you listen to the first Sorry for the Wait and Sorry for the Wait 2, it's like they're like night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess. Moving on. Next topic. So I know we kind of talked about like the big 3 topic before, but I just kind of wanted to clarify things. So like a lot of people knowing like some of their fan bases, like one like Nicki Minaj, Denzel Curry, even Travis Scott. Some guys, they felt like they should have been part of the big 3 as well because of I guess some of the impact that they have kind of put onto the music scene as well. Mm-hmm. And also, I forgot to before we even continue with this, I did see a tweet on Twitter, and it was about they did like a trap Mount Rushmore or Mount Trapmore or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had Yo Gotti on there, and instead of Yo Gotti, they had Young Dolph. And I'm just like, I mean,
Trap Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
Like there's not like 4 people that you can't get before them.
Well, somebody did, and somebody still ended up putting Future on there. So it's just like that kind of like.
I mean, Future, Jeezy, Gucci, T.I. That's 4 already.
It was T.I., Gucci, Jeezy, and the 4th one was Yo Gotti.
That should be Future.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know who put Yo Gotti, but the other person who quoted it was Dolph. And it's just like the reason why I'm bringing this topic up because it's like no matter what, people still gonna have their own opinions about like who should be like the top trap guys, whatever. But like I think nobody's gonna ever disagree that Gucci, T.I., and Jeezy's always gonna be like the top 3.
The thing is that Mount Rushmore is always gonna be 4 people, so it's like there's already a 4 like solidified gonna be there.
Yeah.
So it's like can't take out any of those 4 without there being issues, which is why it kind of doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion.
And just little thing, it amazes me how people act like the last 2 years before Dolph passed, people was really bumping Dolph like that. I'm not saying
that's what I'm saying.
But no, and I'm not saying Young Dolph was an underdog because bro had good music, but I don't think people act like they were tapped into his music like that and they was not. I'm gonna just be honest.
They weren't.
They wasn't. They were not. They was not tapped in. I'm talking about maybe his earlier catalog, but towards like the last 2 years of him passing, like bro, people was not tapping into his music like that.
Yeah. Cause I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like my first time listening to Dolph was in 2020. You know what I'm saying? I probably listened to him before. I do remember hearing his name like years before that, but like it literally had it was 2019. It was 2019, 2018 and 2019. But like it's just like it was just like a random skew of Dolph fans just coming out of blue, and then after his passing, it's like everybody became a Dolph fan, and it was like
a dolphin. Is that what you said?
Dolph fan.
Oh.
Need me to clarify some more?
I thought you said dolphin.
No, but that is kind of funny though. Dolphin. Anywho, the whole point I'm trying to make with this is just like that topic of like of top trap guys, whatever, would never fucking end. But back to the main topic. I want y'all opinion. Do y'all think Nicki, Big Crit, Denzel, Future, Joey Badass, Travis Scott, and there was another guy that was in my head, but I literally forgot about him. Anyway, there was another guy that was supposed to be on there, but I forgot. Do y'all feel like any of them guys should at least be like in the top 3 besides from like Kendrick, Cole, and Drake?
Besides them?
Yeah.
Look, you already know my answer to that, bro. He has proven on multiple occasions to go on par with these niggas. The only person he hasn't proven that is with Drake. But it's like him being going toe to toe with Cole and Kendrick already proves he's better than Drake. So I'm gonna put my hat in with Big Crit. Multiple occasions. I always think, especially after Cole apologized, niggas was saying that shit. They were just like, yeah, we got to put Big Crit in that spot.
I do remember seeing that. Yep.
I was like, yes, the agenda.
So if it was like, all right, so like for right now, for the big 3, we had Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. If you used to take one of them out, it would most likely be Cole, huh?
It would be Cole. No, it would be Drake. Rest in peace, Dolph. Rest in peace, Dolph. Yeah, I would take Drake out of Big 3, but that's because like I never like viewed him as like one of the top. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the numbers show that he's like up there, but that's like there's more to being a rapper than numbers.
Right.
At least in my opinion, because Cole is not a numbers guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that. I mean, that nigga ain't selling. I mean, he's selling good now. But like for a majority of his career, he was not doing that.
Yeah, it was like I think after Born Sinner, that's when he started like doing like at least like a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I see what you're saying.
But yeah, I would put it there. Actually, honestly, a lot of those people I would put up there. I honestly at this point I would just have like a tier system and just have them all in that fucking tier, because Big 3 conversations. It's kind of like very too restricted for me.
Yeah, that is fair. But I also kind of wanted to throw a curveball in there and just be like, why wouldn't the others be in that conversation?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you put Nicki in that?
Oh, okay. Well, for Nicki, me personally, I'm able to predict the stuff that she's finna say in her bars. And like a lot of the music that she's been making, especially lately, it just seems like she's cashing in on like a trend instead of trying to make something of her own. Because that one song she did with Uzi, it's like, why? Isn't she almost 40? Or is she 40?
She's like 44, 45.
Yeah, it's like you don't got to be doing that. Like the original version of that song came out and you were still alive. But you're gonna have it sampled and it has Uzi on it on the damn oh shit, I forgot on the fucking the cash in on the hype of I Wanna Rock or Just Wanna Rock. Like it was so obvious you were doing that, and she does that like a lot. And it's like I don't know why she. That was what kind of like threw me off. So it kind of like put her out of that conversation for me. Yeah. Denzel, he deserves it. It's just me being biased. Because he's been doing a lot better. Who else was on that list you said?
I said Denzel, I said Travis Scott, Future, Joey.
Joey.
It's somebody else that I had on here, but I it's like it's not ringing. But yeah, just continue with those guys.
Joey, I wouldn't say big three for Joey, because he has like two really good albums, but I think you need more than that to do that. And also you need like more showings on features and stuff too, depending on like sort of your matchup with certain rappers could be more apparent.
Right.
And he's not really doing that either. So it's like I kind of Future. Look, I can't argue against Future because you know how it would look if I did that shit.
I mean, you can be honest, bro. Like it's
Future. I mean, considering what he's been doing in like his lane, he's kind of like the best in his lane. So it's like I can't say that he doesn't deserve to be in the spot that Drake is in, since Drake is in that same lane. It's just that Future's better, in my opinion, at that. So it's like, that's just opinion. That's just up to opinions right there for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I think about it for those.
Excuse me. Okay. What about you, Dewan?
Oh yeah, I kind of have opposite takes. I honestly.
Thug. I forgot. Thug too.
Thug is my favorite artist, but no, I would not put him in that big three spot. No, just felt like that his discography is not there yet. He has some albums that people still talk about. He has Barter 6, and he has that album So Much Fun, and the album with Future. But his discography is not there yet.
I would never
to be in that top conversation. I mean,
that.
I've heard people, and I enjoy Thug's music better than Future's music, but I heard people even trying to compare the two, Thug versus Future, and I just feel like Future still wins because I just feel like Future has the legacy that Thug could have.
Exactly.
But I don't feel like Thug has the same legacy, especially if you want to talk about the pop records Future has, and I just don't think there's a comparison there. I do feel like Thug can have the potential. He has the potential to be like Future, maybe surpass him, but as of right now, no. And I think Future has influenced Thug in many ways because he's been in the game longer than Thug have. Besides that, Nicki. Now I'm gonna say it's Nicki. Let me say this. He's probably one of my top 10 rappers. I do just feel like a lot of people give Nicki they say, oh, she's one of the greatest, but they give her a compliment, but sometimes it'd be a backhanded compliment. And I know sometimes it's a backhanded compliment because I have a hard time separating the art from the artist. But in terms of rap, I got her top 10, not even as female, not even just female rap. I'm talking about in rap general, because I feel like Nicki has even watched a lot of dudes that she was on the song with. And I do feel like she is one of the top. And I just think like now her recent music, I mean it's okay. It's not the best, but I do feel like Nicki could still drop an album and just give bars. I mean, when she want to be on her rap stuff, and I feel like Seeing Green was the song that proved it. I mean, not her only song, but I'd probably say my recent song, the last Nicki song that I heard, where it was her, Drake, and Wayne, Seeing Green, and it still showed that she can go there if she really wants to. Like, I feel like this. If Nicki wanted to be in the big three, I feel like she could drop an album right now to prove to people, but I just feel like she just feels like doesn't have to prove that because of the work she already done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like she still should get in that ring because she can watch a lot of these dudes out right now. So that's it. I put Nicki in my top 5 of rappers. I don't care what nobody say. I do it. I would say this. I have a critique. Travis Scott. I have a big problem with this Travis Scott conversation. Bro, he hard. He made good albums. But I feel like people just sometimes use his popularity to put him in conversations where it just doesn't make sense. I mean, like for people to put Travis Scott as the top artist or a top rapper, even in the same conversation with Drake. I mean, it's like just because he done songs with Drake or done songs with Future, that don't mean he's on the same level. And so far as popularity, it's popular, but I mean, when I listen to a Travis Scott album, I'm entertained, but it's like there's no concept. And these other artists that's on here, that like a Denzel Curry or a Future, or Drake or Kendrick or Cole, they can still give you a party vibe with still some substance.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Travis Scott music does need to mature a little bit because he has the potential. Every time I listen to Coffee Bean, I be like, man, the potential that this song had. Like,
yeah.
And I know people tell me with Travis Scott, he's not a rapper, he's not a lyrical guy, but I feel like he should, because how many pop songs are you gonna do? Like, how many pop songs are you gonna do? Like, show people that you could rap. Like, cause I feel like he can, but I just feel like, if Travis Scott would drop a song with The Weeknd, he'll do a pop song and it'll go #1. But I feel like we have gotten more pop out of Travis than his rap side. And I feel like that's what's, to me, I wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to put him in that conversation because, like, bro, you're a pop star now. Like this, if you drop a project, give us Days Before Rodeo. Give us something where you was actually showing people that, hey, yeah, I'm on my Kid Cudi stuff, but I can still get y'all bars too, But bro, he don't want to do that. So I had to put Future and Nicki. I'll put them in that conversation because I definitely feel like Nicki has the potential. Now Future, that's my guy. I have just only one little criticism. Future been kind of like, I think he's been playing lately.
Yeah,
I think he's been having
around.
Yeah.
I think he's been having fun. I think Future been having fun because mixtape Pluto was not it. And I was really excited because I thought he was really gonna bring back that era, but I just think he used that name for marketing purposes, and it did work because the album still sold. But I don't know. But I just feel like I want to add one last thing before I pass it on to you, Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Nicki and Future, and this is another conversation that we could probably have another day, because I feel like sometimes some of these artists do need to take a break, like Kendrick and Cole, because sometimes they do mess up it does mess up their legacy. I mean, if you still dropping albums that people don't like or people's not being receptive of, sometimes you probably need to take a break because you want to have a discography with 10 albums and people say, oh, only two out of them. So, because if we was to go through Future's discography, his entire discography, it would probably be now having some stuff to say, because as he constantly dropped these are albums that's going to be added to his discography, and filler albums will mess up your discography. So that's one thing I do like when Travis Scott does over Future and Nicki. He takes those breaks between albums to give people a project that people will still talk about. But Future and Nicki, they still drop projects that fans don't like. But that's it. I pass it to you, Shaq.
Nah, I definitely love what I just heard just now. Like that, it was great.
If you don't get the, no, I'm playing.
I'll kick you out.
I mean, what you agree with?
No, like it's not more of agree. It's just more of like I understand. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I get it because like with what you said about Nicki, like actually even with both y'all, like with Nicki, it's just like she just does like a lot of unnecessary things, and it's like I don't care if her fucking what fan base she have. What's it, Beehive? No, that's Beyonce. Like whatever fucking weird ass fan base she has, Barbies or whatever.
Barbs.
I don't care. Barbs, like she I don't know. It's just like I just feel like she's just not. I ain't gonna say she's not doing enough, but like I feel like she's also just kind of fucking around too because like at one point, and I did watch an interview, like not an interview, but I did listen to somebody's take on this, and like she did have to go through a lot just to even like get her name to even be noticed. Not much be noticed, but like dealing with industry shit or whatever, because like a lot of like industry guys wanted her to like be in certain roles. They want her to do this, they want her to do that, and she wasn't with that. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to just be herself. And I think it was like Peter Rosenberg or something like that. One of them guys had said something about her with this whole Barbie thing, like felt like it was unnecessary, like or like there was just like kind of clowning that style. And I think to some extent she felt some type of way about it, and it did probably bother her. So like the type of music now is like way different from like her first couple projects, because like I think she doesn't want to deal with something like that again. So that's why like she started making her music a little bit more different. And you know, I get it. Like criticism, I'm not even gonna say it's constructive. Criticism can always affect your music like for like a whole bunch of times, because we've seen what happened with Logic. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if that was
what the fuck happened with Logic.
No, bro, because remember Joe Budden used to get on dude's ass, bro, and like and not even just Joe Budden, but like everybody just saying he was just getting corny and this and that, whatever. And Logic actually made a song about how he felt about that shit, and he still got clowned for it. You know, and it's like I get it, you know what I'm saying? And I think he got it too after when he started thinking about it. And look what he did. After that album, he never made like a bad album like that ever again. Every album he dropped afterwards was
what was the album that got that criticism
though? It was like Something of a Dangerous Mind.
Oh yeah, that album was ass.
Yeah, it was bad because like, bro, the albums he had before, like you had Under Pressure, you had The Incredible True Story, you even for your mixtape you had Bobby Tarantino, perfect projects, you know what I'm saying? 3 for 3, amazing. Then you dropped Everybody, or what I think that's what's called, yeah, Everybody. Yeah. And it was just like it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody was a little weird though, because like he said like a couple of weird lines in that fucking album. I'm just like, yo, why would you say that?
It's been some years, so I don't remember. Like, to be honest, I
can't even say it. I I almost said that shit, forgetting that I was streaming, bro.
Oh, it was something like that.
Yeah, bro.
Oh well.
It was the last song too. I'll show you.
Yeah. To be honest, I did try to look for that album, but like I use YouTube Music. I don't really use Spotify or anything. And for some reason, I couldn't even find that album on YouTube.
You can't find Everybody?
Yeah.
Is it on Spotify and shit?
Like I said, I don't use Spotify no more, so I don't know.
It might be on.
Yeah, it might be a YouTube thing, or it might be like that little label thing that people went through like a couple months ago when like certain albums wasn't on streaming platforms and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It might be one of those situations, but yeah, I didn't see it on there, and I was just like what the fuck's going on with this shit? But I keep having these damn items on here. But yeah, like after the album, like he just started being on like this kind of goofy ass run. Bobby Tarantino 2 had came out, and it wasn't bad, but like he was like, it's like he was like trying to like have, like he was having fun. Like I ain't gonna say like you can't have fun, but you was being fun and corny, and that's not Like that's not it, bro. It's not cool.
Mm.
Then after that, he rebound and followed back up with Young Sinatra 4. Amazing project. You know what I'm saying? You had the whole Wu-Tang Clan on there. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to ODB.
I mean, ODB was on it, but yeah.
Yeah. But like still though, like he did a good thing with that album. I think Jaden Smith was on there, or Will Smith.
Yeah, and Jaden Smith was on a song that sound just like Icon.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. but yeah, like either way, it was still a good project. But like once again, that's when afterwards he dropped Dangers of a Murderous Mind or something, some shit like that, whatever.
Codem. Coalition of a Dangerous Mind.
The fact that like I have to even say all that is just like, no, bro. Like, granted, I did like the song of the same title of that
the title track.
Once again, yeah. But once again, it was just, you know, you got clown for it. And even Joe Budden was just like nigga, really? Like, you feeling some type of way because I talk shit about you? Look how many times Joe Budden talked shit about Drake, bro. And even though Drake is a sensitive nigga, like,
nah, he definitely did make that long ass Instagram post talking to Joe Budden, bro.
Yep. And then guess what happened right after that? We got Scary Hours 3.
Damn, so, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you just don't talk shit about Joe Budden.
I'm on the phone.
So, you know, that had happened. You know what I'm saying? So I think Nicki, she felt some type of pressure. She felt bothered by that shit. And that's why her music started changing. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say I was a Nicki fan, but I did like that aesthetic for like one time. Like the Roman's Revenge era, the Pink Friday era. That shit that felt like the Nicki I could have cared about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're from the same place, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a huge lot of respect for Nicki during that time. You know what I'm saying? She almost made Kanye took her verse off the fucking song Monster, off the album, because that nigga was afraid that he was gonna get outshined by her. So that should be telling you something. You know what I'm saying? And
he did get outshined.
He did get outshined. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll rap her part. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, it was an amazing verse, and people still talk about it to this day. But we don't have that same type of Nicki no more, and it's not because she got older or anything like that. It's just, I feel like that was like one of the reasons, and that's why, like, I'm not about to sit here and act like Cole and Kendrick didn't take no criticisms either. They probably took like a lot of criticisms or whatever. And I ain't gonna say it affected their music, but like they probably felt some type of way about it. But that's the reason why they're still fucking here, and they, you know, did what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? For Big Crit, we ain't gotta discuss about it. It's just, we know homie should be up there. Like, homie is up there. Like no questions asked or whatever. It's just, you know, label shit got him fucked over, and you know, it just messed up like a lot of opportunities for him. Yeah. But I do think at the end of the day that, like, since Cole did do that song, like, I think Cole had him on, like, he was on his album, whatever the case is, and they had conversations. It's like, I think a lot of like mainly artists do have a respect for Big Crit. It's just that, like, at the end of the day, it's just like, it's like they're going to do their own thing. Yeah. And that plays a big part too. He's Southern, so it's like, it's too much. It's industry politics with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Crit is definitely still up there no matter what. Denzel Curry's catalog is fucking crazy. It's amazing. He's been doing this thing like since what, like 2010, 2011, whatever the case is. He's been in the game for like a long ass time, you know. He doesn't like when people consider him underrated or anything like that, because he knows, like, he can do his shit.
He's not really underrated though. Like,
yeah, he's not underrated, but people like to put him in that category.
They just want him to be a superstar, like a fucking, like, Omega level, like, motherfucking rapper, and it's like, I don't think he wants to do that because of what it requires. You know?
And like and he talked about it on Taboo. It's just like, hey, like, I could do this, you know, I could be talking about this, or whatever the case is, but that's not him. He likes to grow. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always say that like Imperial is still my favorite album from him. But like, but he even talked about it. He was just like, bro, like I can't be making the same type of music. How y'all expect me to grow if I'm still in that type of mindset? Because the shit he was rapping about on that song, he doesn't rap about stuff like that anymore. He's grown. He's matured from that. You know, and I have to respect it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people could be like, oh, well, what about Taboo? Taboo's like a, you know, this and that. Yes, Taboo was great, but once again, he wanted to move away from that. Like that's not his shit no more. And the people that he worked with Taboo, they got some cases going on. You know, I ain't gonna talk about it, but they got a lot of weird shit going on. And you know, maybe that's another reason why he wanted to move away from that style too, because he see like that type of style attracted the wrong type of people. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that's the actual. That. Yeah, me and a friend of ours, we talked about that shit, and it was just like, he had to get away from that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you can tell like when after he dropped like projects like the one he did with what's that one producer's name?
Kenny Beats.
Yeah, Kenny Beats or whatever. It wasn't really one of my favorites, but he had fun making that shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people enjoyed that. A lot of people enjoyed that project. So I gotta give it to him. You know what I'm saying? Melt My Eyes, probably like my second favorite album from him. And that album came out the same time, like I think Mr. Morale and not Soul Burger, but Hubert, right?
Herbert, yeah.
Herbert, yeah. I don't know why I'm messing with these fucking names.
Bro, we got two Ab-Soul albums in the span of 2 years, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's so crazy.
And ain't no time we might get another one. But yeah, like he dropped I don't want to say it's a concept. I think it was just more of a personal album, but like he did a better job with that than Mr. Morale. I'm not gonna really compare it, but as a rap album, he did his fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like Denzel, I want to say at least deserves more respect. I ain't gonna say he's underrated, but I think he just, I wouldn't mind if homie just get like a little bit more spotlight. Like I do remember he got like the Breakfast Club interviews and shit. You know, he be on Kai Cenat streams and whatever. So like I think people now are starting to show him the love. So that's all I just want to see. It's just him getting more love. So even if people don't consider him the big three, like I think a lot of people just still put him up there in their top 10. And
that's why I don't really like big three like as a thing, because it kind of like makes you have to restrict something. Like I just put them in tiers, to be honest. Yeah. It's like they are all, everybody that you named are all in that. Well, I mean, Nicki's kind of debatable, but like everybody else is in that same tier. Like they're all just S tier rappers or S tier in rap.
Wait, why is Nicki debatable? I'm just asking.
Cause she's had some missteps, and I think
that I disagree.
You think every project she came out with are like as good as her like Roman Revenge days?
No, it's not. But when on a recent album, okay, I go to recent albums like Queen. I didn't like the production on it, but I mean, the bars were there. You know, now her last album, Pink Friday 2, no, I didn't. It was more like a pop album. But when I go to her albums that, you know, Queen that came out in 2018, right? That the bars were there. Pink Print, like she has songs on every album that she's going in, and I would put her up there as a S tier. I just think that she does get a hard time. I mean, people do give her a hard time, and I'm not saying she's innocent. I mean, whatever about her character, that's people's personal opinion.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that wasn't.
But you got people that are still having the Nicki versus Cardi conversation, but
I don't know why.
And they are. But in terms of rapping, I put up there as S tier.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I was talking about like in general, like their bodies of work, because like the other people that I have up there, they don't have that problem, or like they don't have that thing where it's like, oh, the rapping is good but the production is bad, because Denzel doesn't have that.
Okay,
nor like
So I'm gonna say this: what particular project do you believe it stopped at? I'm gonna just challenge you real quick.
what particular
Don't take
project
it
I think
personal.
would stop like her being an S.
Like, what project was it for you that kind of like, was it like Pink? Was it Pink Print? I think it was probably Pink Print that probably got you lost.
That
Or
or
maybe
Pink Friday
Queen.
2,
I don't-
or was it like Pink Friday 2? The one that came out like a
Pink
couple years
Friday
ago.
2 was. It was in 2023. Yeah.
Yeah, that one wasn't. I did not like that one at all. And that's one of those albums. I'm not saying that like it's objectively bad, but for me, if someone who wants to be in that type of discussion were to come out with an album like that, it kind of stops you from being in that lane, because it seems like, at least for that, even though like on paper this sounds like a good idea, it sounds like you're making that for a certain type of fans that you have, but that alienates a whole bunch of other people. You know what I'm saying? But like the other people that I have,
The reason.
what's up?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like
I'm
the
sorry,
other-
Shaq. Yeah, I'm sorry.
The other people that I have in there, they don't have that issue for the most part. Like obviously, like Kendrick like did To Pimp Butterfly, and like a lot of people don't really relate to what he's talking about in there, but that's like a political thing. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds good, and it's like same thing with Denzel and the stuff that he be saying, and like those are good albums because like the production is there, the material is on point, and Nicki can be on point with her bars. Not saying that she's never that, but then the production won't match, which is a problem with her the producers that she chooses to make her music for her, because it seems like they don't really have her best interests, and then that ends up making the project suffer. Because I know that she's capable of making like a really really good like project that everybody would love, because she's done it before. It's just that she's not doing it consistently, and that kind of like hurts her from me.
I don't know. I still I get what you're saying. You're right. I mean, discography wise, I mean, people say that about Wayne's projects. They say that about his recent discography.
Yeah.
Like, and to the point where people
But-
take him out of that conversation.
They do, but like
Because-
he proves that he proves that he belongs in there with his feature run.
Yeah, his feature one. Okay, yes, his feature run is yes, but guess what? But why should your features have to make up for your recent projects? I'm gonna be honest.
Because it's a show of your
I mean,
skill.
we're gonna go on a
Yeah.
we're gonna go on a slight tangent.
Yeah.
Carter 5 had mixed receptions.
Yeah.
We're not gonna act like everybody just loved that project,
Bro, yes, 100%.
That album had a lot of mixed receptions. Now, of course, we gave it grace because it was a long-awaited project, and everybody was so excited to hear it. But there's people I know that are major Wayne fans, and they don't even go back to the album.
Yeah.
Like, so, and then you have Funeral. People just act like that didn't happen.
Really?
Like, look, as in turn as a Lil Wayne project, Funeral, it just didn't work for me. I mean,
It was ass.
Really?
I mean the bars were there, but it was weird. It just didn't work. It just gave me I'm trying to get out this contract vibe or something. Like,
No, I'm
like,
sorry. Yeah, I got you. Because they had that.
So-
Didn't they had that song with X on there?
what Pex?
It had
I
like
don't know. He had a J Rock feature, and J Rock did his thing.
Yeah.
I know he had a J, but so I'm
Look
not
this up.
trying to come against them or whatever, but people say that same thing. People, I like Dedication 6, but guess what? No Ceilings 3. Come on, that wasn't a good project.
Yeah.
No Ceilings 3 was not a good project. So people say that to this day, or to the point you got Shaq. Even Shaq said it like, "All right, man, let Carter 6 be your last project." He didn't say it should. No. He didn't say it should be. But
No, I said it should.
But so the same thing. So it's like people are not happy with the recent material, and they're saying like, okay, why is he still dropping? So I just wanted to add that in there. Same thing about the Nicki conversation.
Yeah, it's hard for, I think, like, cause like, yeah, it kind of makes it seem like I'm like giving Wayne a pass for some shit that like that I'm giving Nicki hell for. But it's just that, like, for me, like, Wayne has so many fucking projects that, like, yeah, on to that, with that logic, Wayne should also have that criticism where it's like, oh, this album isn't that good. But there's so many fucking projects, and I guarantee you, like, a small percentage of the world actually went through every project that he ever made. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I say this, Carter, because when it's even certain people where I have tried to even say, I try to make it challenging with the Wayne conversation. I say, okay, well, let's take mixtapes out of it.
Right.
Let's just do commercial albums. And a lot of people like, no, okay, they have to remember, because some people, you know, they were just mixtapes heads. You know, they were just Dedication fans. They were just No Ceiling fans, and that they wasn't big on the Carters like that. And so, and then you got people like me who Carter 3 wasn't. I feel like Carter 3 was a little bit overrated. Now hold on, as a rap album, not as a artistic project, because I feel like he had a lot of, like, you know, creative songs on there, but as a rapping ability, besides a Millie, you don't have that many songs.
Oh no, he was he was going hard on them songs.
I'm not saying no. I'm not, bro. If we was to pull up the Carter 3 track list right now, bro, I would tell you, bro, it's songs on there that on the Carter 2 beats the Carter 3 rapping wise. So bottom line, what I'm trying to say is that you got some people that, if you take the mixtapes out of it and just leave it with albums, they might not be big on Wayne like that. Like, some people are just mixtape heads. Like, his albums, to some people, just, they don't like Carter 4. Like, so, yeah. Because he was doing his best rapping to me on his mixtapes.
Yeah. That's the same thing as I fucking feel about Big Crit, except for one album. It's just his best stuff is on his mixtapes. But that's like
Carter 6.
I think every rapper be like that though, where like their best materials on their mixtapes, because they don't really have labels getting in the way with that shit.
I mean, honestly, but like now that mixtape conversation is just totally different, because some artists, they spend the same budget that they would on a mixtape, on an album. You know, they still spend, depending on if they have features or not. So sometimes, like an artist, you know, they might as well, nowadays, you may not see as many mixtapes, because you gonna get a Drake feature, you know, you might as well sell it.
Yeah.
But, you know, but at the same time, I don't know. I just tried to kind of like give a little pushback. I do agree with what you're saying, but I feel like sometimes Nicki does get it a little bit harder when I feel like there's other legends that do the same thing, like a Lil' Kim. She do the same thing. Like,
yeah, and she ain't up there either for me. It ain't because she's a woman either, because like there are women that they don't have, like, Nicki's like kind of in a unique position though, because she's been out for a while. So it's like, in my personal opinion, she's just like, there's a time where she should have just like stopped. But there's like a lot of people that are like that too.
No.
Like, even Nas. If the Kings of Z series did not fucking happen, Nas should not have continued. But the Kings of Z series and the Magic series happened, and they're as good as they are. If Nicki needs to get something like that, where she has like one producer just making all her stuff for her, and she just does her thing straight off of that, instead of trying to make a movement or make some sort of like landmark moment. It's like, sometimes maybe you just gotta make some music, you know? Cause she used to do that shit. That's the problem that I have. Is like, she used to do that and it was all good for me. Like, it was definitely like, it's just like I think Shaquille said, it's like, she's just different now. And I think that,
go ahead.
I just think that difference kind of takes her a little bit out. Like she's not like low tier, nothing like that. She's still like right on the cusp of their like A tier and shit. But it's just, you know.
It's like this. She can still rap. She can. If we're doing a rap battle, she could probably kill somebody. You know what I'm saying, on a song or whatever. But as far for like just making a project, it's just like, can you make one without the bullshit coming along with it? Because if y'all remember when Queen had came out, this is 2018. This is around the same. This was actually the same day or same week that Astro World. I'm about to say Astro World. That Astro World had came out, and with that, she was making a whole big scene about the whole Travis Scott was doing bundles and all this other stuff, whatever. And it's like, okay, but like Nicki, like that's just the rule of the game. Like, yeah, it's messed up, but okay. So does that really matter? Because if your album's good, then your album's going to sell, right? So, well, okay, I know that's not the case for most of the times, but like if people rock with your album, then you should have nothing to worry about. Nobody rock with her fucking album. I think that was the album where she had like Chun-Li or some shit.
No, I mean her album did number 2. She was just
salty.
Her frustration was valid though in that, because like what kept her from being number 1 was that bundle shit that Travis Scott did, which is like, that's valid, because her album, her numbers were literally pure sales and pure like no bundle, no other, because bundles, like she exposed that shit, that bundles was going towards album sales as well. Yeah, people like buy merch, they got like another copy of the album or some shit like that, which is fucking like, that is kind of crazy. That like that's what's keeping her from having that number 1 spot. It's some business tactic, and I get her on that. Her album should have been number 1 in that metric. I'm not denying
it. Should have been
exactly.
It should have been.
It should have been number 1. No matter.
I mean,
it wouldn't have.
Huh?
It wouldn't have.
It would have been number 1 had Travis Scott.
It would have been number 1.
Yeah, that's what she was talking about. Is that Travis Scott barely beat her with that bundle shit. It wasn't like no big ass gap between them. It would have been number 1 had he not did that shit, or had him and his team not incorporated like the fucking the bundles into the album sales.
Oh, okay.
That's why she's as pissed as she is that she should.
Astroworld,
like as good as Astroworld is.
Astroworld conversation.
That's just how, that was just the game, like you said. That was the business of it at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Y'all want to move on?
Yeah. This is a good topic. We can come back to this because it's like a lot more. But we can come back to it later. For another episode. Next topic. What are y'all's top 10 rap albums with the best production of the 2010s?
Oh fuck! You said the 2010s?
Yes, 2010s. I'm making it easy. I'm making it easy for
I thought you were gonna do the 2016 topic.
What is 26? What did I say for 2016?
The top 10 album.
It's the top.
Oh yeah, no. It was.
Oh no, I remember. I remember. Let's just get through the 2010s first. Or I mean, which one y'all want to do?
I mean, I don't know. I'll let y'all answer this one because the 2016 question is more so easier for me.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I did.
I cannot.
The reason I did 2010s because, like, I mean, it's I thought it fit in your era as well. You know what I'm saying? And
but I would have to like no. But I didn't actually write it down because I would have like with the best production I would have wrote it down.
Yeah,
like,
so
this is a question that we could probably come back to next week because I'll have a proper list because right now I'm just gonna go on the top of my head.
Yeah,
it's probably gonna be a trash list.
Okay, no. I get it. All right.
That's a good point because I was definitely gonna do that same shit. Just come off the top of my head with it. 10 fucking albums. I would have fell off it like after the 4th one.
Or would it be easier for me to just say like the top 10 albums that had like the best beats? Because like that's what I kind of meant.
I mean,
yeah. I have to have a list.
Yeah, I'm
this
still
question
gonna have
for me.
Yeah.
Man, y'all don't be listening to music like that, bro. Man,
we
y'all
do.
bad, bro.
You're asking us to
y'all
rank them. You're asking us to rank them. That's
no, y'all could have. It didn't have to be in order.
Shaq, let's just move on to the 2016.
We can do that next week.
We can come back to that one next week.
Yeah.
Man, y'all ain't no hip hop heads, bro.
Nah, it ain't even that. It ain't even that,
Dang, bro. Okay,
You probably got a piece of paper with notes on it, knowing you.
bro. Everything's off the head, bro. Off the dome. I could literally freestyle off the dome.
Bro, I
In my
could
head.
too,
Pause.
but I could too, but it's just like after the episode's done, I'll be like, fuck, I should have said this album. And it's like
Nah.
an album that like I really should have fucking said.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Can y'all read the topic for it, because I'm online right now.
Okay, so the question is, what were you doing / listening to in 2016?
All right.
Zach, you want to take this one first?
Yeah. Let me stop playing this for a second. I'll take that. 2016. Wait, what'd I say?
Nothing, bro. Don't worry. Nah, you got it.
Never mind. No, you good.
Yeah,
good.
Y'all don't listen to rap, and y'all got y'all heads in the gutter, bro.
That's
Man,
cap, that's cap.
I need to
Wow.
hire some new guys. I'm about to Joe Budden y'all, bro.
That's
Y'all
wild.
about to be the next Mal and Rory, whatever the hell their names are. 2016. My ass was
Rory
definitely
and Mal. Okay, my bad.
Rory and Mal, whatever the fuck they are. My ass was definitely working at Walmart. I was. Let me see. I think the first album I listened to at that time was Life of Pablo. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did not like that shit at the first listen, only because one the struggle that I had to go through to try and find a way to listen to the album, because it was only exclusive to Tidal during that time, and for my Walmart workers during 2016, we weren't making that much, unless you was just like, I guess like a assistant manager or whatever the fuck the shits were. Then I guess you're okay. But my ass was only making like $9 an hour at that time. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't about to buy no fucking Tidal. You know what I'm saying? So I found other means to listen to that album, and I wish I had wasted my time with that shit, because when I first heard Life of Pablo, like the first song was like the one with Chance. It was cool. I wasn't really expecting like some gospel sounding shit, because like one, that sounded like more Chance stuff. And if y'all know my history with Chance, I'm not really a fan of the guy nor his music. I respect his rapping ability. Let me say it again. I respect his rapping ability. I'm gonna say it one more time for the boys in the back. I respect his rapping ability, okay? But I'm just not, since I didn't really grow up like in churches and stuff like that. Like, I love some gospel songs, especially the ones where like they really singing out their vocals to like the hardest and everything. I like them type of songs, but I wasn't really a fan of that one per se. And to be honest, the lead up to Life of Pablo, I thought it was gonna be something like the song he dropped last year. I mean, the song in 2015. I think it was the fuck was it? I know he was saying niggas a lot.
All Day?
All Day. There we go. All Day. I honestly thought that like Life of Pablo was gonna be like a mix of Yeezus with like whatever soulful shit that Kanye was on, because I do remember he was doing a couple soulful songs too. So, and because like literally the last album that came before Life of Pablo was Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I knew he was going to talk about his daughters. I knew he was going to talk about Kim. I knew he was going to talk about, you know, like a lot of other things, which he did end up doing. And once again, like I said, Life of Pablo, it grew on me. I didn't start to appreciate Life of Pablo until like maybe like 2018. You know what I'm saying? So 2 years afterwards. But yeah, it just wasn't really a good experience my first time listening. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like none of the songs really clicked with me during that time. So that was a shitty day at work. Views had came out after a couple months afterwards. I messed with Views, but you know, I was kind of like, well, I didn't know that Views had like a bad taste in people's mouths when it came out, because like I get it, like if you're reading this came out the year before, and once again I was even working at Walmart during that time too, so it was just like you know, I was vibing with it, you know what I'm saying? I was chilling with y'all, I was chilling with the homies and everything. listen to Legend all the night
Mhm.
we got off of work and whatever. So like everything was cool. So I didn't really have no problem with Views. There was a couple songs that like I was just like kind of whatever. I think the one with Party Next Door was just like kind of just bland. But I like Views. But you know that I feel like I feel like I had a good time with that when that shit had come out. I think Future had dropped Evil or whatever. I wasn't really a fan of that project. I wanted more DS2 or anything that was like kind of like March Madness, whatever. And once again, that one kind of grew on me a little bit. And after that, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I just kind of fell off of rap for a while because like nobody like I know Migos is doing their thing, everybody else is kind of doing their thing. I wasn't really a fan of Uzi's music during that time, nor 21 or any of them guys except for Denzel. You know what I'm saying? Designer had that fucking Panda song, and I was so tired of hearing that bullshit. Like, I
That shit follows you to Kanye shit, bro.
my point exactly. So once again, it was just like, bro, like I wasn't really feeling rap during 2016. I know everybody else's experience was kind of different, but for me, it's just like rap just wasn't kicking it. So prior to the year before, like prior to like the ending of 2015, I started going on SoundCloud a little bit more, and I wanted to like kind of like expand my music taste a little bit, and I started like listening to some of these producers I heard on SoundCloud. Like one was Abjo, the other one was Pyramid Plaza, the other one was like CD or whatever. And some of them guys, like some of them, they made like EDM type of beats. I wasn't really too big on EDM, but I was just like, fuck it. I'm like, okay, I might as well. I was like, fuck, I might as well just get on listen. And then like the first half of 2016, I was listening to none of them but like EDM trap producers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna just say this, bro. The whole 2016, it was just nothing but just SoundCloud and like the music, like the songs that I had on my phone installed. You know what I'm saying? SoundCloud took over and like shit. I didn't want to listen to no fucking rap because them niggas was just like failing me during that time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
even the producers, they will remix like some of Drake's songs. I think one of the producers' name was Jay Lewis, and he produced for Bryson Tiller his whole album. I believe his whole album. If not the whole album, then like a couple songs. And he remixed up some of Drake's songs, and I'm just like, bro, they're killing this shit. Like they're better than fucking Metro. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doing their fucking thing. So I stayed on SoundCloud for like the majority of my time. I even started listening to like Brazilian, like hip hop, Brazilian funk or whatever. Funk, which okay, so when I mean by funk, like not the FUNK, it's like the
PHONK.
yeah, that Memphis sound, like that early, like that 90s Memphis sound, whatever, and like they had like that banging hard 808s bass drop, bro. I don't remember on stream because I was about to say some out of line shit, but like I was on that shit, bro. Producers 2016, SoundCloud 2016 had that shit on lock, and it's so funny that I'm about to say this, bro. If it wasn't for fucking Chance the Rapper, SoundCloud would have been fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I think the owners of SoundCloud was talking about it going bankrupt and they might have to sell off SoundCloud or something like that during 2016. And literally, I think Chance gave them the money or like just helped them out, however he did it, and kept the company going. So I have to give him that. I had to give him that.
Good
you know
on
what
your
I'm saying?
Chance.
Yeah, I had to give him that. And he did do a lot of influential things after that, especially for like solo artists and everything, you know,
Right.
unsigned artists and stuff like that, you know. But to kind of fast forward things, yeah, like the whole 2016, it was just nothing but just producers and Brazilian music, you know. I went back to like my culture a little bit and listened to like calypso songs and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And like I think like I know Kendrick had like his little Untitled Unmastered shit. Like that one was cool. It did help me like to like kind of conserve like keep like unreleased songs just in case if I ever did want to release them in the future, which I'm planning on doing it this year. You know what I'm saying? So like that's one thing. For Your Eyes, one of my favorite J. Cole projects of all time. I keep changing it, but I think it's still at number one. I just hate that, you know, he had that same type of beat with Bryson Tiller or whatever, or same sample, but that's neither here or there. If there's anybody else that I'm missing, I will come back to it later. But 2016, I'm gonna still say 2016 was still a good year in music. It was a good year for like memes and shit that went along with music. And like even like in like gaming, like I think what games came out with? No, wait, nah.
Wait, we don't gotta talk about games.
No. I was gonna say like song like video game soundtracks, but like I'm thinking of the wrong year. I think that's the year afterwards. Yeah. Anywho, but yeah, that's what I was doing in 2016. Yeah. Y'all can go ahead.
Dewan?
Oh, okay. Well, in 2016, I was in middle school. That's crazy. I was in the 8th grade, or just gonna start the 8th grade. But I was in middle school, so I was listening to a lot of music in that time, and was heavily. I already was getting into music around 2010, 2011, 2012, but 2016 was really the year where I really enjoyed music, and I feel like 2016 was more of like a youth year. It's like more of a young person year. I feel like, not saying that if you were older, you know there wasn't music out there for you, but I feel like the young people were really stepping up in 2016, and there was already a change that happened in 2013, but 2016 was like after they had the cipher, it was like people kind of opened up their eyes, where people were laughing, but people did not know things were changing. As people were making jokes, music was really changing for as we know it. So some music I was listening to was Future. I was heavy into Future in 2016. He dropped Evolve. Now I loved Evolve. I still like that project. I don't think it's one of his best, but I feel like Evolve was definitely, of course I didn't listen to it immediately because it was dropped exclusively on Apple Music. Middle school, didn't have the money to do that, but I figured out a way. I figured out the way to listen to it because I was not gonna get Apple Music, like I was not, and I was mad when artists were starting to do that because in 2016 a lot of artists were dropping their music on Apple Music, so you had to either get Apple Music or find some type of way to listen to the music. So I really like Evolve. I feel like that project, it was kind of more of a darker project, you know, because like some of the beats were darker and stuff like that. But coming from like DS2, I can see why someone would not like it, because it definitely wasn't on DS2 level. But what I didn't like about the project, I feel like Low Life took over the album, and I did not like that song. You like Come For My Neck, Low Life, I still don't like that song to this day. I feel like it was overhyped, overplayed, and definitely overrated. Like, I feel like it was more so the Weeknd that people liked about the song, but to me the song was mid. Thug was killing it in 2016. Like, he dropped his mixtape. Well, to me, it's an album, but it's actually a mixtape. It was his mixtape Jeffrey. Now this when the world went crazy, when he wore the dress. This the album where he had the dress, and just when everybody was like, you know, people was going so crazy over the cover art that people didn't listen to the project. And I'm telling you, like, this project had this album, I believe, had Pick Up the Phone. You know, he basically named this project after all the people he idolized in music. So he had Wyclef, Floyd Mayweather, Swiss Beats, Future, Rihanna, Guwap, Webby, Kanye West, and this album also had Pick Up the Phone. I didn't even know that was a Thug song. I thought that was Travis Scott's song, but Pick Up the Phone's actually Thug's song. So that was real interesting. Uzi, he dropped his Uzi versus the World
Yeah,
in 2016. Let me tell you, he won me. Like he won me as a fan.
that was
He
with
got
me on
me.
them.
Yeah, this is what when he dropped that, I'm like, okay, Thug is different, but this guy has something that's different about him. Like a lot of people was comparing him to Young Thug, but I just did not see the similarities, and I was like, something about this guy's music, and he had a song called Rhonda on there. Like he got songs, Canadian Goose. Like he has songs on that project, like still to this day. I feel like that's not his best project, but it's one of his best. Love's Rage 2 came out that next year. 2017 is definitely another topic that we had to talk about another day because I feel like 2017 was a greater year. Uh, Lil Yachty, I was in middle school. He dropped Broccoli. Now, this is back when Lil Yachty was on his, like pop stuff, the stuff that Joe Budden came at him for.
Hmm.
And this is what I wish he would go back to. Like, but I feel like when he got up on the QC, it was like, the Migos comparison, and then he was on a label with a lot of these street guys. So he decided to change his music, which was the dumbest thing ever because he took the thing that was unique about him because it was working because he had I Spy, he had One Night, and he had Broccoli, which were all going crazy songs. But he got up, he signed to a label with a bunch of street guys, and he decided to change his music, which kind of like for a while, all his music started to sound like other people because he
Yeah.
took what was unique about him because people were talking about him. But that's a conversation neither here nor there. But overall, like 2016 was like a solid year. 21 Savage, he was big that year, but I didn't really like his projects. Like, I just feel like the rapping ability, of course, like now, he's like night and day. You listen to early 21 Savage and 21 Savage now, you probably like, they sound like two different people. But I did not like none of his earlier projects that he had. Maybe Savage Mode 1, but only some songs I like. But yeah, but that's really overall everything. Yeah, I was in middle school living life.
Is it my
You,
turn?
Trevin? Yeah.
For me, I was really heavy on the underground rap scene still. So like the stuff that I was.
What were you doing? What were you doing?
What was I doing?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
what was,
that's
what,
the first part of the question.
Oh,
yeah,
what was that?
going on in your life? What was going on in your life during that time?
I was working at a really good job. I was working at some fucking like customer service job, and I was like chilling, like making beats. Like every time I got off of work, playing Overwatch. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out with my friends like a lot more often and shit. Like damn near every weekend and stuff. Even on days where like we found out that we all don't got work, and it's on a fucking weekday, we would just go hang out on that stuff too. But during all of that, like I was playing a lot of Mortal Kombat X too. But with the soundtrack to all of that, I was listening to a lot of Danny Brown from his Atrocity Exhibition because Really Though was really good. Kevin Gates when he came out with Isla, I liked it for what it was. Like it was like a good like soundtrack, like background music type of thing. Obviously, Chance's Coloring Book. I played that like very, very heavily. Nobody said Schoolboy Q, for Blank Face LP. I thought that was pretty good. I played that a good amount of times. The album that I played among the most was Still Brazy from YG, and also like Telephone by No Name, and like also like there was what else was it? What was the name of that damn album that Ka came out with? Honor Killed the Samurai. Rest in peace, Ka. And that was that was like the first album that put me onto like that type of production where it's like very minimal and shit, and like it set me like down a really really big like deep like rabbit hole of that type of production where I came across like like at that time I only thought like Madlib did that shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so it was very very good to hear somebody else do it as good as, you know, as good as like that era.
No Drown?
No Drown. Do It That Wilt came out like at the end of 2016. So I guess like that counts.
It do.
But yeah, it had a really good song. Like there was a song on there that I played like repeatedly that had Mac Miller and Rhapsody on it. And that was like amongst like my favorite songs in that whole album, even though it came out like very very late. But yeah, it was and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really go back to the Isaiah Rashad album. I just got my favorites out, and everybody know that one of the favorites is the one with Kendrick. So it's because I guess like the only song that people be talking about on that damn album. So it's like, you know, that those were my songs that I was listening to at that time during and this song didn't come out in 2016, but I'll still bring it up. Black Water by Tinashe, that came out in like 2014, but I only came across it in like late 2015, early 2016 era. And I was you can even ask Shaquille. I played Midnight Sun damn near every time we hung out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That did kind of remind me of something, because I do remember during that time, like it wasn't my first time listening to Logic, but that was like my first time kind of going through like going back and listen to like his older discography. I didn't go all the way back. I just went back to just Under Pressure and then Incredible True Story, because those came out 14 and 15. And
Incredible
I think
True Story came out in 20.
Nah, it was 2015 actually.
Oh, okay.
Funny enough. And then Bobby Tarantino, that came out 2016, because it was the mixtape and everything. And this was like before like the whole Logic kept saying the biracial things or whatever. Like it was before all of that shit. So it's like Logic, he was still kind of like in the good graces with like a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, for sure in time, like Logic was in my top 3. Like I wasn't gonna lie to you.
You didn't tell me that.
No, because like, bro, so this is what I was saying. Like during 2016, like I was not messing with rap like that during that time. I felt like nobody was bringing nothing good to the table. So like, ironically, when I was listening to Logic, you know, it was just like he had nice production. You know what I'm saying? His album themes were nice. Like I like the skits because he had Steve Blum. That's his name.
Or Bloom.
Steve Blum on there. Yeah, the Spike from Cowboy Bebop. He was on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was getting a good vibe off of Logic during that time. And it's funny enough, the reason why I didn't bring up Schoolboy Q, I was so used to like Habits and Contradictions is my favorite album.
From Schoolboy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No bullshit. Like, yeah, that's my favorite album. No Hating Joint still is probably like a top 10 favorite song for me. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's just shooting the shit, you know. But and Oxymoron was cool, but I do agree with, like, I think somebody said that like he was just trying to like make like a mainstream album, so it's like he's trying to like get out there. So I respect it. But yeah, like I was kind of like, I was so used to that, like those type of like themes from him, and I was aware that like for this album that he was trying to make like a more gangster rap type of album, whatever, which I was like, you know, I was cool with. Like I didn't think nothing of it, and then like he dropped that part with Kanye, so I'm like, that part still had like a mix of like his older songs with him just like shooting shit, not to mention him vibing with Rocky and whatever. Like he was on his stuff. So when Blank Face came out, I'm not gonna lie, that album put me to sleep.
Damn.
It put me to sleep while I was working. Like, and because like the beats were just, they were like a little bit slower. There wasn't really nothing like, I ain't gonna say mainstream. It just wasn't really clicking with me like that. Like, yeah, he had songs like Overtime and whatever. I think it was with Miguel and shit. But it wasn't really enough for me to like just really like pop on. And I was just like, once again, rap wasn't really doing it for me, bro. It just wasn't. I think the only other rap albums that I was fond of, especially when I was like working and shit like that during that time, was like, I know Meek Mill had dropped Dream Chasers 4. I liked it, like despite like him losing the beef or whatever. I messed with it. Drake was still kind of like being on his like he was still kind of being on Drake's not Drake, Meek Mill's ass and shit.
Yeah.
Pause. So it was just like he was dropping songs like Summer 16. He dropped the beef with he dropped a diss song against Pusha and even Kid Cudi. And if y'all remember what he said about Kid Cudi in that song,
yeah,
he was not in the good graces with like a lot of people during that time. You know, and it's funny enough, I had to make another topic about this another time, but that's what started to show like the cracks with Drake's personality, especially like he started to act like a little bit more different during that time. But like I said, that's for another time. Travis Scott, he dropped Birds. I was definitely listening to Birds a lot, and ironically, he dropped Birds the same time. I think Bayonetta 2 had came out. No. I lied. I was playing Bayonetta 2 a lot during when Birds had came out. That's what I meant to say. And it was kind of a weird thing to kind of compare them to, but it was just funny how like I was just vibing with both of those during that time. But other than that, like I said, bro, like for me, I know I kind of took the spot off of you, Trevin, but like I said, bro, like during that time, I just wasn't really listening to rap like that. I was if anything, that was like the 1 year I was making I was producing a lot of music during that time. Like I think I dropped like 3 projects during that time, like a whole bunch of like singles and shit. And I was just staying on SoundCloud. So it was like I didn't really care about like anybody else was like really dropping that. I think
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like I think that was like the last time you even dropped like, well, other than like the project after when that was like the last time you dropped that was the last time that was the time you dropped Gifts too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, so like I was so focused on everybody else's songs that I didn't really care about rap during that time, But yeah.
Say this, 2016, I remember I was in middle school when this happened. Gucci had got out of jail. And I was consuming every project he had. I think his first official project was Everybody Looking. That's the album where it kind of like, his back is facing, and I'm like, I was already listening to Gucci all over, his past music, but I just became more of a fan because I feel like when he first came out, I don't know why he had like that extra, like he had a flow that he didn't have before, and I feel like that first year he got out of jail, like I really did like his music. Yeah, I just had to throw that in there because that was kind of like a big time in rap. Like everybody kind of came out and kind of like showed their love and support.
Yeah. He came out, people thinking he was cloned. Oh my fucking goodness.
Yeah, that was I forgot, and Kodak Black. I forgot to add him. 2016, he dropped his project Painting Pictures. Love that project. Like I feel like besides the gimmicks, besides what people feel about him, if people can just separate the art from how they feel about him as a person, this dude can rap like when he wants to. I think a lot of the time he just plays around because he's just playful like that. But when he really wants to lock in and rap, oh yeah, he can. His pen is lethal. But
bro,
because of the heavy,
chilling in the middle of the street, bro.
I know, but when he really wants to, he can go bar for bar. He can out rap a lot of these other younger guys. Yep, he can rap a lot of these other young guys.
He got the Kendrick bag.
Yep.
What's the next topic?
Yeah. Yeah. We can move on from that. Let's see.
We hit 2 hours, by the way.
We hit 2 hours already?
Yeah.
It's been 2 hours already?
Yeah, for me it's been 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, it's because we fucking started late.
I mean, not that late. It's like 10 minutes late.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, y'all want to just get through one last topic? Or is that it? Or is that
I think we should probably end it here and then feed it into the next, because what's the last topic?
The next one is just going to be best unofficial rap albums.
Okay, so how about this?
Yeah,
we could just find something like that's not gonna take up a lot of time. I don't know, but maybe Trevor, if Trevor wants to end it, but I just want to kind of end like.
I gotta call my call my wife.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's fine then. Getting things right here. I know this is kind of like it was like a late start this morning, but next week we'll do better. Yeah, I know the ending was kind of abrupt too, but it's all good. But next episode we're definitely gonna have a lot more topics to talk about. If anything, we have a lot of topics for like 3 hours if we wanted to. But until then, we'll see y'all next Monday.
Did I not hit the?
Then,
Oh no.
We got here.
Definitely gonna be able to be more focused on the topics and stuff as well. Like, I know on me, like it maybe seem like I wasn't that focused, but I was. I'm gonna be more prepared this time and start writing shit down, like DeJuan said.
All right, y'all.
Nah.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No. I want to have this conversation off stream.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You got some secret shit. All right. Until then, y'all take it easy. Have a good one.
Peace.